The headlines this morning: Anambra Governor Soludo approves appointments for Anambra Education Advisory Council. Anambra Commissioner for Culture Onyenji calls for promotion of Igbo culture. Our federal government to deploy ICT surveillance to tackle illegal mining. The foreign scene this morning: Kenyan's President Ruto disbands killer police squad. Before the news in detail, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. Good morning and welcome to the news. I am Ebere Ugonna. Anambra State Governor Professor Chukwuma Charles Soludo, CFR, has approved the appointments of the following persons to serve in Anambra State Education Advisory Council. This was contained in a press release signed by the press secretary to the governor, Mr. Christian Aburime. The council has Mr. Governor's Chairman, Commissioner for Education, Secretary Professor A.U. Nonyalo, Member Chief Osita Chidoka, Member Mr. Patrick Okibo III, Member Professor S.O.E. Obuogo, Member Dr. Mrs. Angela M.A. Obodozie, Member Reverend Sir Professor Mary Theresa Opara, Member Engineer Paul Enidom, Member. Other members are Professor Walter Chukwuma Mwafia, Member Dr. Ngozi Abasimalo, Member Mrs. Obianuju Chinelo Kenechuku, Member Professor Mrs. Chinelo Grace Nzelibe, Member Professor O.S.A. Obikezie, Member Professor Mrs. Virgie Unyen, Member Chairperson of ASUBEB, Member Chairperson PPSSC, Member Vice Chancellor COOU, Member Provost College of Education Nsube, Member Rector Anambra State Polytechnic Mbako, Member. According to the release, the appointments are with immediate effect. The Anambra State Commissioner for Culture, Entertainment and Tourism, Comrade Dan Onyenji, has called for the promotion of Igbo cultural values for improved society. Commissioner Onyenji described culture as the identity of the people and noted that culture can help checkmate the societal ills. The Commissioner further advocated for the sustenance of good cultural values, jettisoning the bad ones in the interest of the society. He commended the St. Stephen's Anglican Church in Lantown, Onitsha, for being among the few churches to celebrate New Yam Festival in the state. In a sermon, Reverend Ugochukwu Ogunebunam deliberated on the topic, "Let the brotherly love continue," said that God has given us a blueprint through his son, Jesus. He maintained that though there are evil everywhere, God is calling on all to cultivate the spirit of brotherly love, even as they celebrate New Yam Festival in the church. He further said that brotherly love is the responsibility of all because it promotes healthy society. Reverend Ogunebunam said that brotherly love promotes angelic ministry because they will have mercy channels to reach them, adding that he also said Abraham saved the love through brotherly love. The man of God also stated that brotherly love promotes compassion, even as he maintained that it also eases the burden of life. Urge all to emulate God, who always forgives all sins of mankind. More than 100 visually impaired and blind persons under the umbrella of the National Association of the Blind, NAB, Anambra State Chapter, yesterday gathered in Awka, the state capital, to celebrate the 2022 White Cane Safety Day. The international event, holding annually on 15th October, is set aside to celebrate the achievements of the blind and visually impaired. Correspondent Amaka Chibuzokoye reports.
The celebration was marked with a rally which kicked off from St. Patrick's Cathedral, Awka, to Regina Junction through Aruna Junction and terminated at the cathedral. The celebration also featured a seminar. During the rally, the participants sensitized the public on the importance of white cane in the lives of the visually impaired. According to the state chairman of the association, Mr. Ernest Okanmelo, the white cane is an essential tool that gives them the ability to achieve a full independent life, and urged visually impaired persons not to feel ashamed of using it. Mr. Okanmelo appealed to the government, public-spirited individuals, and non-governmental organizations to always make the white cane available for them.
On your way, it protects you from entering inside obstacles, or it protects you from entering inside any problem. You will use it to guide yourself, you will use it to help yourself. Let them support us financially and also make this white kit available for us. Individuals are also included. NGOs, we are pleading, let them go to our aid. We are seriously in need of this because this white kit serves as our eyes. Without it, we can't go anywhere. So we are pleading, let them come to our aid.
The public relations officer of the association, Mr. Emmanuel Chude, and a member of the association, Barrister Somwadina Inochukwu, who spoke during the event, gave a brief history of the White Cane Day and called on the Anambra State government to strengthen the commission in charge of enforcing the disability rights law in the state so that those who are visually impaired can live a normal life.
The disability rights law strengthen the organization or the commission charge of enforcing the disability rights law in Anambra State so that persons with visual impairment can live like every other person in Anambra State.
Felicitating with the association, the chairman, Joint National Association for Persons with Disability, Anambra State Chapter, Mr. Ugochukwu Okeke, called on members of the association to add value to their lives by learning skills.
The most important thing is that law is there. We, the beneficiaries of that law, are we aware of the content of the law? Who are we? And I want to extend our message also to the President Administration. He has a plan for persons with disabilities, which I know that visually impaired are not excluded. I thank God that recently the Minister of Women Affairs visited us in our various points of meetings and supported us with little token for us to empower ourselves. And I want to remind us that it's important because only you go better over the night that can go again. So no matter how little you can you learn of it, make vicious use of that.
The chaplain, Divine Mercy Chaplaincy, Chukwuemeka Odumegwu University Teaching Hospital, Amakoka, Reverend Father Justin Ezechukwu made the call to mark today's Sunday service, reminding Christians of the need to be prayerful. Father Ezechukwu explained that prayer is the life and the highest energy one can generate in this world as a Christian. He said many Christians have been facing life challenges as a result of failure to understand the powers of prayers and put in God first in everything they do, urging them to pray very serious. At the same Amakwaka of the Chaplain Chapel of the Healing Cross, Reverend Nnedozie Chukwogo, who laid emphasis on the theme Faith in Action, said, faith is a platform that enables the power of God to be able to intervene in the lives of men, all appealing to the faithful to repose their faith in God. Father Pastor, Redeemed Christian Church of God, Fruitful Hill Assembly, Oka, Pastor Paul Elijah stressed the need for Christians to make regular covenant with God and praying always for God's plan to be manifested in their lives. Correspondent Emmanuel Chibata reports that the church services featured praises, prayers, hymns, and thanksgiving. Well, moving on to the national stories now. The Minister of Mines and Steel Development, Olamilekan Adigbite, assured miners and host communities to enforce sustainable mining practices. Mr. Adigbite, who was represented by the Minister of State for Mines and Steel Development, Senator Gbemisola Saraki, at the 21st Annual General Meeting and International Conference of the Nigerian Society of Mining Engineers and SME held in Abuja with theme Sustainable Mining in Nigeria, Prospects and Challenges. The minister further disclosed the deployment of ICT surveillance to tackle illegal mining and added that some mining professionals were part of the illicit business which should desist from the wholesome practice. Earlier, in an address of welcome, the President, Nigerian Society of Mining Engineers, Professor Benson Jatu, lamented invasion of unqualified persons and the mining practice. Kenya's President William Ruto has disbanded an elite police unit which has allegedly been linked to extrajudicial killings in the country in recent years. The president, who came to office in September, said the move was part of efforts to overhaul the country's security sector. Kenya's Daily Nation newspaper said an investigation report on the disappearance of 2 Indian nationals and their local taxi driver precipitated the disbandment of the unit. The 2 Indians arrived in Kenya in April to join Mr. Ruto's campaign team ahead of the August general election, but went missing 3 months later with their Kenyan taxi driver. But human rights organizations have documented many cases of killings directly attributed to police officers. And on sports news, the 2023 Asian Cup football tournament will be held in Qatar. The Asian Football Confederation has announced that after China withdrew earlier this year because of its zero-COVID policy. The Asian Cup is held every 4 years. Qatar won the tournament last edition, which was hosted by the United Arab Emirates in 2019. This is the third time Qatar will be hosting the tournament, having staged it in 1988 and 2011. In June 2019, China was named host for the 2023 event, but they withdrew in May this year, leaving the AFC scrambling to find a new host for its flagship men's 2014 football tournament. South Africa and Indonesia were the 2 other countries in the running after China's withdrawal, but Qatar got the nod on Monday. Qatar will be hosting the 2022 World Cup, which kicks off on November 20. The World Cup, usually held in the Northern Hemisphere summer, was moved to November and December because of the extreme heat in Qatar during June and July. The Gulf country has built 7 new stadiums and upgraded another around the capital Doha to host the 32-team World Cup. No dates have been announced yet for the 2023 Asian Cup by the AFC. AFC chief Sheikh Salman bin Ibrahim Al Khalifa hailed Qatar's world-class infrastructure and unrivaled hosting capabilities and said Qatar is ready to put on the event despite the short lead time to prepare. And that's it on the news this morning. But remember that you can follow news and programs from ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television Oka. Subscribe to our YouTube page at ABS Radio Television. Follow us on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. Log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. And just before we go this morning, a quick look at our major stories. Anambra Governor Soludo has approved appointments for Anambra Education Advisory Council. Anambra Commissioner for Culture Onyenji has called for promotion of Igbo culture. Federal government is to deploy ICT surveillance to tackle illegal mining. On the foreign scene, we brought to you that Kenya's President Ruto has disbanded killer police squad. Well, here is a special message again before we go. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for Ruto to turn around maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. And that's the size of our package this morning. Many thanks for joining the bulletin. I am Ebere Ugonna. Good morning, Anambra. Continue shortly. Please stay with us.